Hello and welcome. This video will show you how the conflict colors feature works within PS3 ShiftMaker. Conflict colors occur when a rule has been broken. We will begin by learning where this feature resides. To access the feature, first make sure you are under the staff view. So you know you are in the staff view when you click on this, and you should see staff names on the left and shifts on the right. So this is the staff view. Within the staff view, the conflict colors can be found right over here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and drop down the menu, and you can see there are two choices: conflict colors and print colors. The conflict colors and print colors are mutually exclusive. What this means is that when one is turned on, the other one is turned off. Only one of these features can be used at any one time. It is very important that by default, you leave the conflict colors turned on. And you can tell the conflict colors is turned on because there is a square box around it. And remember, the square box can only be around one of these features at any one time. As a ShiftMaker user, it is very important for you to know when a rule has been broken. As such, always leave conflict colors on as the default. If you need to use print colors, switch to print colors by selecting it. And then after you're done, switch back to conflict colors by selecting it. Print colors will not be covered here. Since the box is around conflict colors, we know that it has been turned on. In this video, we'll break some rules to trigger conflict colors. Don't worry about learning how to make assignments here. The goal of this video is to simply understand how conflict colors work. To begin, note that the PS3 ShiftMaker system itself will never break any rules. Only users or people like ourselves can break rules. So when you see a conflict color, you can be confident to know it was triggered by a person and not the PS3 ShiftMaker system. Second, conflict colors happen on all schedules at some point in time. It is very common and normal to have conflict colors on your schedules, so don't try to get rid of them. Third, not all conflict colors are equal. What I mean by this is that while some conflict colors may be deemed okay upon review, there are other conflict colors that are never okay to leave. In these cases, we have to fix the conflicts. As such, when you see a conflict color, always review the conflict and make a decision. If the conflict is okay, you can just ignore it. If it's not okay, fix it right away. If you save it and try to come back, you might forget about it. And think of the time you have to spend looking for it again. There are 4 conflict colors: red, yellow, green, and white. Think of a traffic stoplight. The conflict colors are just like them, where red is the most severe, yellow is a warning, green is okay, probably okay, and white is okay. White means that there are no conflicts. So let me show you this area. This is all white. This is all white. So there are no conflicts here on the schedule as we're looking at it right now. When you hover over the conflict, it will tell you what rule you broke, and that's when you make the decision. Now we're going to look at some examples and create the conflicts just so that we can learn how to deal with them. To start off with, we're going to look at Morty Fieldmouse right here. And I want to tell you some things about Morty Fieldmouse. Morty Fieldmouse is a clerical staff member. And on top of that, he is an on-call staff member. If you look in the blue planning columns, you'll see, right? Morty does not have a clock with a 2-letter acronym because he does not have any regular ongoing assignments. all of his shifts will be manually assigned. And following the workflows and seniority of our department, he has been awarded a shift on May 24th, and I'm going to go ahead and drag it to him. Now notice, because I as a person manually assign this, there is a blue lock. Remember again, a blue lock means a manual assignment by a person. In this case also, the manager has asked that Morty work an extra hour because we have a huge demand, and we're again following all workflows and processes. So instead of working until 4:30, Morty is going to work until 5:30, which is 9 hours. The reason for this is due to the extra duty and coverage. We're very busy, and this is manager approved. So I'm going to just document down here. Now, it's resulting in 1 hour overtime, so I'm going to just log it for reporting purposes and close and save. And what I'll immediately notice is that there is a triangle next to the shift indicating that the shift has been modified. There's an OT in front of it because of the extra hour overtime. And the conflict color is yellow. And when I hover over the conflict color, it tells me exceeds maximum hours per day. Now notice the yellow conflict color is only on Monday, May 24th. I've broken the rule where he's working more than 8 hours a day. When I review it, everything's okay. It's been approved and we need him to do that time. So in this case, the conflict color can be ignored. Now let's move on to a second example. Let's stay on Morty and say that on Tuesday, May 25th, we've also asked him to work the shift, but this time it's a cashier receptionist shift. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is assign it to Morty. Now again, notice the blue lock because it's assigned by person, which caused a conflict color. And when I hover over it, it says not qualify for shift. Because Morty is a clerical staff member and not a cashier receptionist, the system gives us a conflict color and lets us know he doesn't meet the qualifications. While Morty is not a cashier receptionist, he is okay to step in this role and has subbed before. In this case, we review the conflict and ignore it. Please note, you do not want to give Morty the cashier receptionist role to get rid of the conflict. Only if he is truly a cashier receptionist would this qualification be assigned to him. Now let's move on to a third example. We're going to go to Wendy Darling, and we're going to use the quick find to easily get there. Wendy Darling, if you notice, has a red conflict. And in fact, when you hover over it, it says exceeds hour limit. The red conflict is not just on one day. In fact, when you go over it, it's on multiple days, right? When you go over it, it's on multiple days. Now, in fact, it's a whole week. And so we've triggered a conflict that affects the whole week. Remember I said that conflict colors are only caused by people, and where there's a manual assignment. And so if I look on Wednesday, there is no blue. If I look on Tuesday, there's a lock. And aha, this is the entry that triggered this conflict color. And what I triggered are two rules. Exceeds maximum hours per day, exceeds hour limit. And if we look on this day and click into it, and what we can do is come down to the status bar and see that the regular shift is 9 hours instead of 8. And so what we've done is not only did we break that day, but she's now working 41 hours a week. And so this is why the whole week is highlighted, because the rule has been broken beyond the day, but for the whole week. Again, the situation is okay. We needed Wendy to work the extra hours for the week, so we're going to ignore this conflict as well. As a final example, we are going to go ahead and make a clerical assignment, accidentally assigning it to, let's say, a tech. And let's say in this case, the tech that we want to find is Nani. So in this case, I'm going to, because I moved too quickly, accidentally assign a shift to Nani. And because it's a clerical shift, as I can easily see in the descriptor, but Nani is attack, I do not want, in this case, attack to work a clerical shift. So I immediately delete it so that I don't have to worry about it later, and the conflict is fixed. So this fourth example is of a conflict color that you do not want to leave and that you will need to delete and correct immediately. So to summarize, conflict colors are found in every schedule. As a ShiftMaker user, only you and not the system can trigger a conflict color. Conflict colors come in 4 colors like the traffic lights, with red being the most severe, yellow being a warning, green probably okay, and white means there are no conflict. Always review the conflict colors and determine if they are okay to leave, and if it's fine, just leave it alone. Don't try to get rid of them. Remember also to always leave the conflict color on as your default setting, and you know it's your default setting because there's a square box around it. Please refer to the conflict color QRG for a quick view of the concepts that we covered. We hope this video was helpful, and thanks for watching.